Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. You're all of the Appian Way here. I've got a fun little battle to show you guys. Also, just really like this perspective, this angle. Like, I'll tell you what. Let me show you something. You might not be taking advantage of this. I'm going to do this right now because everybody should be taking advantage of this. This is photo mode. This is a really good moment, so I want to try and catch us in a photo. Oh man, there's even a 9:16 aspect ratio. Holy cow! I didn't even know that was in here. There you go. How's that? And the best part is you just spacebar, boom, photo taken. If you really want to mess with it, you can throw in vignette intensity. You can slap down a frame. Like there's so many options here. It's actually really kind of crazy. Throw down that logo, boom. Oh, you probably can't see it. That's right where my face is. Let me shift that for you. How about boom? There it is. Just so many options in here, and also, just in case you really wanted to get your Instagram on, you could throw down that sepia filter. Anyway, enough of this. Definitely enough of this. Let's get into this real quick. We are at Troy. You can see the Corybantes are here. Let me show you what else I've got. I'm playing at Ultra Funds for Siege defense against a friend of mine, Altair/Crimson. This is a very, very different battle for me. So before we got to playing, we started talking about funds limits, and he usually advocates for playing at, like, you know, unlimited funds, just go buck wild, have a good time with it. But that rubbed me the wrong way because they just put in a balancing act for siege battles, right? Where the attacker gets more funds than the defender. So it just felt like you were throwing it out the window to just say unlimited funds and bring as much as you want. Now you're just saying, okay, well then balance doesn't matter anymore, right? And I'm like, and we got to a conversation on the Discord that night about, like, why are people playing at 17,000 funds or unlimited funds? And my best guess is that for especially the people who like playing at unlimited funds, that for them this game is more of like an ultimate battle simulator, right? Like, you just bring as many of the best units as you can and you crash them into the enemy just to see what happens. You know, that there's no competitive spirit to it. It's just, hey, let's throw all of these Spartans at all of these Spartans and see what happens, you know? And I also realized that for a good portion of them, they're just new. They're just new to the game, and they really just are exploring it to its fullest potential. So I said, okay, you know what? I want to be better informed about this because I'm convinced that the gameplay should be done at 12,400. How about we'll do a game at Ultra Funds, 17,000, just see how it goes, and maybe I can see, you know, what's there that I might not have done otherwise. And when I built my army, and I had a limited aspect because I was the defender, one of the first things I noticed, and I'm playing is Hector here. First things I noticed is that I had the funds to pick up some archers. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I find myself buying slingers and archers when normally I wouldn't have. Why is this happening? Because I have almost 5,000 more points, that's why. So let's talk about the army real quick. I brought, because when you're defending, and especially when you're playing as Hector, playing wide is hard to do. So I have 2 renowned swordsmen out here, which deployed out here because of the threat of enemy siege towers. So there's 2 renowned swordsmen out here, and then there's 3 more renowned swordsmen down here. 740 points and 125 sword damage, comparable to a Laconian swordsman. And it's a fairly affordable heavy infantry slot. I also brought 3 Trojan defenders, cost 1,000 a pop. I brought 1 Hector's Chosen. I brought 1 Corybantes. I brought a Warlord Mentor because I really want to take more advantage of this Seize the Moment ability. I brought 2 archers, and I put 4 XP on them to raise their rate of fire, make their damage a little bit more potent. My opponent brought 2 light swordsmen, and he has them both in towers on the far left and in the far right flank. So I know a renowned swordsman is more than a match for light swordsmen, so I just put 1 renowned swordsman each for those towers. My opponent also brought 2 spear-fighting myrmidons and put them in the invulnerable position of siege towers. We have 2 champions of Thaya. One of them is pushing up this battering ram. We have a couple of Aeginian runners here. We have a Pelagic Thessalian. We have 2 of those. 2 Pelagic Thessalians and 2 Myrmidon Swordsmen. 1 XP seems to be the theme song here for everybody. Yeah, does look like almost everybody that was Unbreakable has 1 XP slapped on as well. Heroes, an Archer Skirmisher, and a Chariot. We've got 2 Heavy Achaean Bowmen. 39 weapon damage, range is 160, so they're going to outperform my Archers even with their XP. And we have a Reinforced Chariot out here, which I know that's the big reason for pushing up the battering ram right now. His plan is to break down the gates or unlock a gate with a swordsman and then put a chariot inside the city, which would be a big challenge for me. I'm placing a lot of faith and trust in Hector's Chosen and Corybantes to deal with the spear-fighting Myrmidon in a tower. And I'm also watching very carefully where these towers are going. He's smart in that he does not just send the towers straight for where I've set up my defenders. He's going to go ahead, I'm going to put this in fast forward for a bit. He's going to go ahead and move them. I believe the order here is to take the tower right next to, right next to this, take the walls right next to this tower. This one over here looks like, yep, it just opened up right on top of my Renowned Swordsman, so I was able to get there in time. These spear-fighting Myrmidons, they get their tower all the way down here, and I'm just able to get my Hector's Chosen out there in time. These guys are going to keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. They're trying to avoid my Corybantes, but I'm not going to let them get out that easily. As you can see, my formation here is a little bit unbalanced. Don't want to necessarily be that terribly close to it. But as you can see, I've definitely caught and enveloped this one. That one's not a problem. This light swordsman, even with its morale as shaken as it is, it could break free to the left. And it looks like that's already the case. Yeah, it's already broken free. It looked like he tried moving him down, but I've pulled them back into combat here. He had a good opportunity here to take this spot on the tower as I moved my Corybantes too far, but he stops their motion before he can get there. And no big surprise here. The Hector's Chosen is having a very hard time fighting the spear-fighting Myrmidons. Look at how much damage my archers and everybody have already done to these champions of Ithaca. So I open the doors, and I'm going to sally out with one of my Trojan defenders and just see if I can't stop this this battering ram before it destroys the gates. Unfortunately, they were of a single-minded purpose. They destroyed the gates. So I wasn't able to stop the few champions of Ithaca that were left. Their unbreakable nature really helping them out here. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull them back into the town. Let's see how many kills my archers already have. This one with 11 kills on Champions of Ithaca, and this one with 6. I've taken damage on this unit because there were archers up here, weren't there? They might have fallen back. Yeah, they did take some damage, so they did charge up to trade fire with me, but I did take them on. As you can see, I've shifted my Corybantes over now because I did see that he has that siege tower right there, and I think it's too late for him to move his siege tower. And this fight over here, I just getting really lucky in that my units have mixed in enough that they can't just escape me, but that won't always be the case. Meanwhile, out here, as you can see, my Renowned Swordsman taking very little damage for fighting this light swordsman, working out really well for me. Out here, the Hector's Chosen are just holding on valiantly. My opponent is not making a play for the gatehouse. So I'm repositioning my units. I did have like a slight envelopment around the opening here with Trojan defenders, but seeing that he was holding his ground, I decided to send one of the Trojan defenders out here because I know I'm really going to need them if I want to do anything about the spear-fighting Myrmidon. And the Renowned Swordsman, which isn't going to help a lot, but maybe it can get it there to support Hector Chosen position. The idea is put the Renowned Swordsman here to support the Hector's Chosen, pull the Hector's Chosen out, and get the Trojan defenders behind the spear-fighting Myrmidons and have them attack from the other direction. Myrmidons over here still waiting to come out. I've already put my Corybantes to a little bit more of a spread out line. The fight over here continues to proceed. As you can see, light swordsmen, they don't really care that they're a light infantry against this heavy infantry. They're doing a really phenomenal job, and their morale is holding out very, very impressively against the superior swordsmen that the Renowned Swordsmen are here. And as you can see over here, definitely less so the case because I was able to completely envelop their position before they got out of the tower, and they're broken, they will be shattered, and they won't be a problem much anymore. As you can see, I've already gotten my Renowned Swordsman in position here. I'm going to go ahead and charge them in, and then my next order is going to be to get my Trojan defenders up here. I'm going to start pulling my Hector's Chosen back because they are losing this fight rather decisively against these spear-fighting Myrmidons who've already picked up an XP chevron from the Hector's Chosen that they've hurt. Okay, so in all of that, he decides he's gonna. He is able to move the tower. He's gonna try and catch me off guard and shift it down a little bit more to the left. I will eventually catch onto this with the Corybantes. And as you can see over here, he's able to finally break free of my renowned swordsman. And he's gonna start running for deeper into the city with the light swordsman. I'm just gonna continue to pursue with the renowned swordsman. Speed 29. His speed is 39. But this guy is also free, so I'm gonna send him up deeper into the city. And we have a little bit of a chase on our hands. As you can see, the Myrmidons here are really, really moving down. I think they're working to capture this tower, but I've already wisened up to it. The Corybantes are on their way. I've pulled Hector's Chosen free, and now I've got the spear-fighting Myrmidons enveloped, and the Renowned Swordsmen and Trojan Defenders are going to start pulling in the damage here. The Renowned Swordsmen wouldn't be able to do it on their own, so the real work is being done by Trojan Defenders. Alright, so he's moving up his main forces. He's opened fire with his archers again. They have a ranged advantage against mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull my archers off the walls and in the hopes that it's going to yank his heavy Achaean bowman forward. But he is also, as you can see here, he's charging up some pelagic Thessalians. I'm going to go ahead and start shooting the crap out of them, though. These are a lovely target to have. Out this way, the spear-fighting Myrmidons have engaged my Corybantes. This is a heavyweight fight that everybody has been waiting for. Corybantes, I've activated their shield wall formation. Additional armor, less speed. I don't need them to go anywhere, so just give me that armor. Give me that armor, give me the armor, give me the armor, give me the melee defense. I want all of it. And the spear-fighting Myrmidons are losing this fight decisively, which is great news for me. The light swordsmen are continuing to flee deeper into the city. I've got these guys up here, and as you heard, the pelagic Thessalians are the first ones to arrive, and I just pounce. I'm just going to go ahead and absolutely try and destroy these guys. Since I know that they are not unbreakable. I've got Hector's Chosen back out this way. It looks like, yeah, there's a champion of Ithaca climbing the walls here with ladders. So I've pulled my archers down. Look at how much damage the spear-fighting Myrmidons have taken from this Trojan Defender. The Trojan Defender is more than 2/3 of its way towards its XP rank. The Renowned Swordsmen, not making a ton of kills, but they're holding. They're the anvil so that the defenders can get the job done. We've got some chariots moving up here. We've got my towers trading fire with the archers. I go ahead and I charge in with my hero because I just want to kill off as many of these guys as quickly as I can. Also earn some of that delicious rage and use that against the enemy. That tower capture was from the light swords. They've run past my fort towers here, and I'm going to continue to pursue with my exhausted renowned swordsmen. But these guys are getting shot by the deeper inset towers, and I do have my other renowned swordsman on the way. The Corybantes battle over here with the spear-fighting Myrmidons, it's kind of flipped, and that's because I've lost the cooldown on that shield wall formation ability. It has a duration of 45 seconds and a 90-second cooldown, so I have to wait for a while before I'm able to use it again. Out this way, because I needed somebody to slow them down, I throw the Hector's Chosen up on the wall against the champions of Ithaca. The Hector's Chosen don't have a prayer, but they are going to deal some damage. They are going to slow down the champions of Ithaca. As you can see over here, the Aeginian runners came running on in, and I charged in with an extra renowned swordsman. I've got my warlord mentor in here. He's actually getting kind of beat up, but the chariots were in here. Oh, I missed it, but as you can see, because I had a very solid heavy infantry line that was stationary in guard mode, now I'm just out here tearing them apart. I've got my archers up here trying to shoot the champions of Ithaca. He's wisened up to it and put his guys in a thin line, right where my archers are just going to waste their shots, whereas his archers are now going to climb the walls. I killed off the last of the Myrmidons, so I've got a free renowned swordsman. I'm pulling my Trojan defenders off the wall. I'm going to shift them over. I get my my Corybantes back in shield wall formation, and all of a sudden the combat is evening out. Deeper into the city, my renowned swordsmen continue to pursue, and these light swordsmen, they just broke, so now it's just a matter of catching them with all of these heavy swords. I activate Rallying Cry over here because I am losing some of the morale. The chariots have charged back in now, but they're hopeless in all of this. I did take my guys out of guard, so there is a better chance for the reinforced chariots to do some damage, but the longer that they're stuck in here, the more damage I'm going to do to them. The archer skirmisher hero lost his chariot in this fight. I activate Aristea because my hero is in a ton of damage, a ton of pain. I'm trying to shoot these champions of Ithaca in the rear, and these archers just don't know how to do it. My other archers are doing fantastic work shooting them from behind. I'm up to 12 kills on this unit, 18 on that unit. I get my renowned swordsman up here to try and pin them. I really don't want my archers to be here, but they just keep trying to get up to point-blank range, apparently, and go into melee for the glory, I suppose. These archers have decided not to climb the towers, and he has most of his forces now stuck in here. The spear-fighting Myrmidon broke through my Corybantes and is now coming up behind me, and I'm not going to notice it until it's very, very, very late for me. As you can see, these light swordsmen are still routing. They were broken by the damage from the towers, not anything to do with my exhausted renowned swordsman, that's for sure. So at this point in the battle, I'm watching it like this. I'm in this perspective. I'm trying to recover hit points on my hero. I'm back up to about half health. The champions of Ithaca are pretty much dealt with at this point because of the damage my archers were able to pull into their unshielded flank. And I've got this nice little position here. All of a sudden, I see javelins fly in, and I'm like, "Who's that?" And it's the spear-fighting Myrmidons. I activate my renowned swords when I'm going to pull them in here. The hero is pulled through. And now my Trojan defenders, my renowned swords, are actually flanked by Myrmidons. There's a pelagic Thessalian still in here. The chariots are gone, slaughtered to a man, and we have just so many infantry now in this little blob here. Nothing else matters in this fight anymore. The hero is out here engaged with my swords, and I'm going to go ahead and charge him with my hero. Oh man, it's just a slog right now with an opportunity for an epic hero duel. But it all boils down to this. He activates his Aristea. Meanwhile, out here, I've managed to break some of his units. He's managed to break some of mine. It's really close. I've got a Trojan defender that's working very, very hard on a 3rd XP chevron, but the spear-fighting Myrmidons are in this. The Myrmidon swordsmen are in this. And I've got to try and extricate my archers while I get my renowned swordsmen and Trojan defenders into these fights. Trojan defenders are actually currently winning decisively against the Myrmidon swords, which is not something I would have expected for the cost differential there. I did get my Corybantes down here, and once they get into combat, I activate, once again, that shield wall formation. It is so useful against these spear-fighting Myrmidons and Myrmidon swords. The hero battle, as you can see, I've taken a ton of damage on my hero, but his is also really not looking so hot. And then dies. There we go, Troy evermore. My archers are finally in a position where they can shoot into the flanks of these swords and Myrmidons, and as you've no doubt guessed, the rest of the Thaian roster has broken. It's just a matter now of dealing with all of these Myrmidons and knowing full well that I still have 2 more renowned swordsmen deep in the back that I can still use here. I'm also using up all of the ammo on my archers. Very proud of their display. 26-23 kills. And it's just Corybantes and Myrmidons now, and on a pile of bodies and chariots. What a fight this was. We had an absolute blast with this one. It was a ton of fun. I liked the positioning. I liked that I was able to use Hector effectively in the defense. I've been seeing, and you guys have noticed this on my channel, I'm sure, seen a lot of Hector gameplay lately, and that was the other thing I really wanted to explore with this. There were 3 things I was looking at in this battle, and those were how to play effectively with Hector of Troy, especially if you have a funds disadvantage. The siege balance, which has been so far really, really enjoyable for me. And third, 17,000 funds. I didn't get to use the 17,000. My opponent did, and he was able to bring some pretty terrifying units for a siege attack. 2 archers, a chariot, 6 unbreakable units, archer hero on a chariot. Like, it was a very, very solid roster. I'm grateful I didn't see very many renowned Thaian spears, though. Very grateful for that. Anyway, so that's that battle. Please do consider sending me some replays. I'm always trying to expand on my channel and get more content out to you. The more replays I have, the easier it is for me to make stuff. So, in particular, if you have a battle that you lost and you don't necessarily know why, and you want, or you're just looking for better advice, find me on Discord in one of the many servers that I'm on for Total War, Warhammer, and Troy and everything. And just, you know, send me a message, send me a replay, and say, hey, can you take a look at this for Dr. Appius? I'd love to. So yeah, on that note, thank you so much for watching. Tata, I love you all. I'll see you guys in the next video. Well, I had a brain fart. I totally forgot to show you the statistics. So all told, we both deployed about 640 units, and I took fewer casualties than he did. Ithaca tends to always have very high casualties, especially when they lose because of the unbreakable units, and they do all have to die. So yeah, as I said here, 5 renowned swordsmen, one of them picking up XP, 3 Trojan defenders, this one picking up 3 XP ranks in the fight. Holy cow. The Hector's chosen, not a really great showing. The no XP, only 7 kills. They were all killed off to a man. Considering the job I had them do, I'm not surprised, and I'm grateful for their service. It doesn't seem like it when you look at it here, but there was value in what they did. Corbonti's excellent pick. The archers, normally I never would have even bothered, but I had the opportunity to with the funds. And yeah, my opponent, he brought more units, which is understandable. The chariots, unfortunately, were not able to break through. Myrmidons did a fantastic job, I felt, and so did the champions of Ithaca. The one on the battering ram was completely wasted. I don't know if there could have been a better pick for that. I think using an unbreakable unit is smart for a battering ram if you expect them to take heavy casualties. But man, that's really heartbreaking to see. 0 kills, 0 impact, all for destroying the gate. Anyway, that's it for this one. As I said, thank you all so much for watching. All right, have a good one.